Everyone is talking about core coin. Really is something that everybody is talking about. Some say it is Hex, some say it is Post some say it is PulseX. But here is the hard truth. The new core coin is Provex. Yes, I said it. It is Provex. And I will explain it. I will break it down in this video. Make sure you watch it because this video is one of the most important videos that I am ever going to make to breaking down of Provex to you in a way that you can understand it like a 5-year-old child. If you are new in this channel, subscribe right now because in this channel we cover post-chain entire ecosystem every single day. Hit the bell. Do not skip this part of this video because it's very important. All right. Now I want us to start from the beginning. When Richard Hart launched Hex in 2019. Love it or hate it, Hex changed everything and Hex changed the game. It's become one of the highest performing crypto assets in the history of mankind. Yes, you heard it from me. It's one of the best performing assets. You might be wondering, oh, does it perform more than Bitcoin? Does it perform more than Ethereum? Yes, because Bitcoin, it takes Bitcoin up to 15 years to be hit even 1,000 to 10,000x, But Hex perform 10,000s under 1 year. If you bought it under 2 years, if you bought it in 2019, in 2021 you become a millionaire. It's the highest performing asset in crypto in the history of mankind. You cannot take that away from Richard Hart. I have said it before. Then again, Richard Hart went on and launched Post-chain, an entirely one blockchain. Then he launched PulseX, a full decentralized exchange. That wasn't a small experiment. That were a $1 billion launch, watched by entire ecosystem, entire crypto markets. That was very huge. All right. And here, the most part that people missed. People completely missed this part. Every single one of those launches, starting from Hex, starting from Post-chain, starting from PulseX, came with a real lesson that Richard Hart learned for the past 5 years. A market structure lesson, a tokenomics lesson, a community lesson, a liquidity lesson. Richard Hart in 2019 was not the same Richard Hart you are seeing today. The man has spent full 5 years of his life watching what worked, what broke, and what could be better. Ask yourself, would you trust a version 1 of anything or a version 4? Provex is a version 4. And it's the launch where every single lesson that Richard Hart learned from the launch of Post-chain, from the launch of PulseX, from the launch of Hex was deliberately baked in from day one. You must understand this. I have explained this a lot of times, and I'm explaining it now and over again. Why will I be explaining myself like this? Even at a time, even Elon Musk had to blow up few rockets before he finally launches Falcon 9 that nailed it and landed in perfectly. So the difference between Elon Musk and Richard Hart is that Richard Hart doesn't need any permission from NASA to launch his coin. He just launched it. That is the big difference. So every single human being on earth have to make a mistake. I will take myself as an example. I have lost shit ton of money in crypto from future trading, if I started naming the kind of shit, crazy things, when I recall back myself in 2021, 2020, you cannot compare it to me in 2026. I have evolved. I have gained knowledge. I have understand the game better. So with the mistake I made in 2021, I cannot never make it in 2026. That is why I started this channel, and that is why I'm educating you now. And you need to pay attention because this is life reality I'm giving to you. You cannot see all these things that I'm telling you now. You cannot hear it from any other person. Nobody can tell you this. Only me can tell you this with all my heart, because I want you guys to succeed. And we see this opportunity and it's slipping by you, and you are not paying attention. And again, you have to put in mind, let us think that Richard Hart is the founder of Hex. He's the founder of Post-chain, he's the founder of PulseX, and also the founder of Provex. This is an only ecosystem on earth where every single major core coin traces back to a visionary architectural leader from Richard Hart. That makes even Provex to be different. It's not just a random team coming to ship a narrative token. You have to understand this. Provex is not a random. Provex have its own sacrifice at the bottom of the market when at a critical moment. Provex, you have to understand this, bro. I cannot explain this further. It is a calculative output from Richard Hart's entire crypto career. 5 years of win, 5 years of failure, 5 years of market observation, all compressed into one launch of Provex. You have to understand this perspective. You have to look beyond this. I don't know how can I explain to you guys this. I saw one guy coming to say, "Oh, look at this hypocrite. He said he swamp all his core coin." I'm asking you, what is core coin? What do you know that is core coin? Core coin is a major coin. Provex is a P2P decentralized exchange. It have more utility than PulseX. It have more utility than Hex. What are you guys saying? And people don't know this, and every time I'm screaming on top of my voice, trying to explain every single day because I want you to win, and you ignored me. It's well. So right now, Provex have a tiny market cap. Look at how tiny. I want you to. Provex have a market cap of $20 million. You have to understand this. I want you to think. So if some people will argue, "Oh, Richard Hart put $400 million. He put it to diluted the market cap." Fairly dumb people that I don't even know how to explain to these people anymore. The same way he put money on PulseX. That is the same exactly way he put money. Look at the market cap of Provex, $20 million. You are telling me that a guy who have his hand in $600 and something million is sitting on a coin that have a tiny market cap of $20 million after receiving $16 million. And mind you, Ethereum is going to slowly go to $7,000 to $8,000 in the next bull run. Bitcoin will go to at least $300,000. And when that happens, you think this tiny market cap will not go to $20 billion? I don't know how to explain. I don't know. The number of people that sacrifice into Provex is tiny to compare to Hex, to compare to PulseX, to compare to PulseX. Hex have about $25 million sacrifice list. PulseX have thousands of people participated for the sacrifice, because during that time of PulseX launch, a lot of people made money on Hex, and the Richard Hart name was all over the places. Then people from other community, they want to, participate in, and Layer 1 was hot during that time. You have to understand. That time was in 2021 sacrifice of PulseX. It was Layer 1 season, and Richard Hart was launching Layer 1, and his coin did a 10,000x. Could you imagine the kind of hype that FOMO that people launched, that people participated on PulseX ecosystem? You have to understand that. Then what happened? When everybody was bullish, when everybody is saying, "Oh, it's going to happen," it never happened. I learned that again in crypto. That is why I'm going all in on Provex, because nobody is paying attention to this. Nobody. Now compare all of this to Provex. Provex have a tiny market cap, and in crypto, when something with credibility launches with a tiny market cap, that is not weakness. That is an entry window for those of you who understand the market. That is a guarantee assurance that you are going to make it. When somebody like Richard Hart, who have a proven record of moving a market cap from 5 million market cap to 50 billion market cap to 80 billion market cap, and he have $600 million in his position, and he received extra $16 million from loyal followers who sacrificed this money at a critical time when the world is against him, when the SEC is against him, when everybody is against him, when he's a laughing stock. those few people, 7,000 people, still have the courage and say, I believe in you. I trust you. I gave you $16 million. You think that this guy will not do exactly what he did on Hex to this coin? You are insane. I don't know how to no, I don't know how to explain this to you. But you are insane not to understand this thing very well. This is an entry window that is very open for you to enter. This is a simple upside mathematics, very simple mathematics. A small tiny market cap, a credible founder with a track record of 10,000x, a defined tokenomics and timing, estimatic potential opportunity. The people who move in on early on Hex know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, I don't need to explain to everybody about this, but this is the market cap of Provex. You have to understand. I don't know how to explain this. If this breakdown is making sense and you are thinking about grabbing Provex, buying it at this level right now, I want you to smash the like button. Help me to reach more portion audience. Please, I'm begging you guys, smash the like button. Drop a comment. I am holding Provex. I am buying Provex. Let me know that you are bullish, because I don't know that if it is only me that is seeing this opportunity or if other people are seeing it also. I want to make a bold claim. I want to make this claim very bold. And very bold claim. If you took Richard Hart of 2019, all right, before the launch of Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX, and asked him to define one final token with everything he knows now, he would not launch Hex again. You have to understand this. If you ask Richard Hart, okay, Richard Hart, come now. You haven't launched any coin, and you know everything you know now. Launch a coin. Do you think that he's going to launch Hex? Never. He will not launch Hex. He have seen that Hex derive community by staking, but have a poor tokenomics because it's inflating and is observing the price, and the price is not stable. He will not launch Hex again. He will never launch Hex again. He will launch something that is incorporated with every hard lesson that he learned. A deflationary mechanism and the liquidity structure dynamic and the community physiology token, and that is what he launched in Provex, and that token is Provex. He launched it with a liquid structure. Look at how he structured the liquidity. He paired it with USDT. He didn't pair it with Coin. He paired it with, because he have learned his lesson. You are not watching. You are not following me enough, guys. You people are not following me enough. I am going insane. He pair it with liquidity, USDT, Ethereum. Forget about those who don't dump well, who are pairing it with a PDI, is nothing. He have structured the market. He controlled the price. And one guy is trying to sell. One guy sold about 100,000 today. That's why he dumped the market. And as he's selling, people are grabbing it. As he's selling, he have already sold almost all his sacrifice. And guess what? Those people who are selling 100,000, guess people who are buying it? People who are buying 1,000, 2,000, and they are going to hold to 10,000x. Everybody who sold here is going to buy, likely to buy it at 10x up higher. So the token that Richard Hart launched now, he launched it with a deflationary mechanism, a liquidity structure, and the sacrifice dynamic that the community's physiology match the energy. In the sense that he launched this thing at the bottom of PulseChain, at the lowest sentiment of PulseChain, when everybody doesn't have money. And that's why you see $16.4 million in sacrifice. Somebody that raised $1 billion in 2021. That is funny. This is crypto, you know. So Provex is a receipt, is a proof of work of Richard Hart's entire crypto career. The name alone should tell you something. He's proving something. And I believe he's about to prove the entire market, the entire crypto market. You have to understand this thing. This is not Provex. This is not just Provex. This is proof of X's. Proof of 1,000S. Proof of 2000S. Proof of X's. You could have chosen any other name. Remember the initial name that he want to launch this thing is Mr. Proof. And everybody say, no, Mr. Proof is not good. He want to say Mr. Proof. And the community, we say, no, this name doesn't sound very well. We now suggest PulseX. PulseX. He was going by the name Mr. Proof. I am the Mr. Proof. And we rejected that name because it sounds so ordinary. You have to understand this. Richard Hart is not just coming, he's reviving back. He's involving. This is a guy, imagine, what I know now, you know why I am bullish on Provex? Because what I know now, even if you give me $2 million in 2021, I rather know what I know now than getting that $22 million. Because that $2 million, I would have lost it. But what I know now, even $100,000, I would never lost it. You see, knowledge is power. Experience is better than hype. You have to understand this. Pay attention very well. Now, you have to pay attention. Now I know what some of you are thinking. You have to understand that I know very well what some of you are thinking. Because you think, Richard Hart is under legal pressure. Hex have already underperformed. The entire ecosystem haven't even recovered. Yes, I hear you clearly. Yes, I hear all of that in Twitter every single day. I am not asking you to be blind of that. I am not asking you to do as if you didn't see that Hex have not performed very well. Look at Hex. Hex have already dumped so hard. Yes. Is the other one too. I'm not asking you to see that Hex didn't perform. This is a horrible chart. Yes. Of course. I agree with you 100%. I'm not asking you now to be blind of all these things. What I'm asking you now is for you to separate the price action from the fundamental. I want you to don't look at this chart. For the past 5 years, obviously, we have been in pain. Every single crypto have been in pain. No bull market, everything have been in pain. I want you to separate the price action. Don't let the price action fool you. Yes. Separate it from the fundamental. Every one of Richard Hart projects went through a brutal collection. Even Hess, before Hess do a 10,000 Hess, it went down 99%. And you understand Amazon. How many of you know Amazon? Amazon went down before it blew off. Even Google went down before it blew off. And what is the best time to buy Amazon? When it went down 90%. And then when Hex went down to 99%, it then went up and do a 10,000x. The people who held it those during the time of 99%, all of them were rewarded. They become a millionaire. They are the Hexcans you are seeing today. And most of them have already blown up that money. That's why some of them are crying like baby. Some of them have blown that money out. So, I'm not saying that Provex is going to moon tomorrow, but I'm saying that the fundamentals are stronger than anything that Richard Hart have already built in previous years of his launches. Because it carries weight of every lesson from those launches that he launched before. Imagine me, if I were to build a crypto project now, imagine what I would build with what I know now, with every lesson I've learned. Do you think I'm going to build an inflation token that you are going? That's why he reduced intensive token. Initial time that he launched intensive token, it was inflating. But now he reduced it by 99%. Even though this intensive token doesn't need it. But he reduced it by 99%. You have to understand this. You have to understand this, please. 5 years of building, 5 years of learning, 5 years of watching markets, 5 years of watching critics. It was not easy on him. 5 years of legal battle of people belittling him. 5 years of learning from his mistake. And finally, he launches Provex that carries all those lessons that he learned. The market cap is tiny. That is potential not coin that is going to blow off. When the rest of the world figure out that, look at that Provex market cap is under 20 million market cap, the early believers like me would have already positioned our bag. I want you to understand clearly that this is a lifetime opportunity. I want you to understand me, hear me clearly. This is a lifetime opportunity that is going to change everything. It's going to retire your entire bloodline. I don't know how I can explain this further, but I'm begging you. Even if you don't want to sell your coin, but I want you to understand the argument we are making here. The core coin. Richard Hart is the founder of all this coin. He received money on all this coin. So which one have the potential to pump? That is what you are going to be looking at. Not the core. What do you mean by the core? Pulse chain is a layer 1. Provex is a P2P decentralized exchange that can be widely adopted in the entire crypto. PulseX is even limited to DEX token. Is only traded. You can only trade PulseX on Pulse chain ecosystem. You can only stake Hex on Pulse chain ecosystem. But you can use Provex to buy market, put anything in Binance, in BMA, in Ethereum, in Solana, in every layer 1s. I've said it before. You don't know how opportune you are to be watching me now. You don't know how opportune you are to be hearing what I'm saying now. You will realize that 1 year later from now. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.